Hello and welcome to the part two of documents that you need to gather together, you need to put together for the application for your family to join you in the UK under the healthcare work visa. Hi, my name is Jane Sampson and this is my channel, Jane's Hub. Today I'll be doing a part two of the documents that are required, and today I'll be concentrating on children, the document that that is required to to put together for your children's visa application to join you in the UK, whether you're applying from within the UK or outside the UK. Once again, you're welcome to my channel. So very recently my family joined me here in the UK, and I just thought to make videos on how I was able to get them here successfully, get the documents that was required. So guys, let's dive into the video. So guys, while you're putting together your documents, that is required to apply as a healthcare worker, it is also very important that you put together the documents for your family members as well, your children, your husband, so that as soon as you want to apply for your visa, whether you're coming together or you're coming first, as soon as you apply, you can also apply, you already have their documents together to apply for them. So of course, obviously one of the documents you need is your passport. Now, I don't know how it is in different countries, but in my own home country, sometimes getting the passport is not as easy as it should be. So it's one of the things you really want to start doing as soon as you have the thought of relocating to UK. You want to have the passport of your family members ready. And I also advise to, and if your passport is just about to expire, try and get a new one just so you have, a fresh passport or a passport with more dates on it. All right. Now for your children as well, you'll be needing their birth certificate. Very important. You need their birth certificate for you to be able to apply for their visa. So get their birth certificate as one of the requirements. All right. Another requirement that I was also able to put together, for our application was my visa data page, so the data page of my passport, the data page of my passport, and the data page of my husband's passport. Of course, to show that we are the parents of these children. All right. So these are things that you need together. And for me, because I was already here in the UK, so whether you're applying from the UK, whether you're applying from outside the UK, you need to also attach your certificate of sponsorship. Of course, that is what proves that you have a job here in the UK. So you have to attach that document. There is a section you also have to fill in the number of your COS. And of course, it will bring up the company that is currently sponsoring your job offer into the UK. So as part of your application as well, your children also have to undergo the tuberculosis test. So they also need to be tested for tuberculosis as well. So while you're booking for your tuberculosis test, you also need to book for your family members and also for your children. So just go into this into the link. It depends on your home country. Your country might not need it, but my home country, you need to prove that you do not have tuberculosis, and that's there. They have approved centers all over the country where you can take this. You can't just go to any hospital. It has to be from an approved center. And of course, all over the nations, I learned they now have more approved center in my home country in Nigeria where you can pay for this test and also get this test. Now, someone was asking me, oh, do my partner need IELTS? Well, your partner might not really need IELTS unless they are coming to work in the healthcare and their healthcare, employer demands that they have, an IELTS test, to prove their proof of English. But aside from that, they might not really need IELTS to prove as part of the application unless their employer, when they come into the UK, requires them to have IELTS. Right. So in some cases, you might have had change of name. Maybe a member of your family, you as the wife or you as the man, maybe there was any change of name. You need to be able to prove that your name was changed legally. So you need to get a court affidavit from a court that your name was changed from this to that. So any member of your family that had their name changed, you need to have a court affidavit together with your application and together with your children's application. All right. Now, guys, you also need, if you're here already in the UK, you need to have attached your BRP, that is your biometric residence permit. Unless you're applying from, you're applying from Nigeria and you want to come as a family, then all you need to attach is your certificate of sponsorship. But if you're already here in the UK, it's also important that you just add your BRP just to show that, okay, I've got my BRP, I'm already here, and just attach it with your children's application. Now also, you also need to attach proof of address. Now this is, I really encourage people to attach their proof of address, whether you're applying from the UK or outside the UK. Now this gives your application more weight to show that yes, you're ready to come in here with your family, especially if you're coming with children. You don't want to come in, and especially with the housing crisis that is currently in the UK, you don't want to come in and you don't have a place to stay. So if you can get a place to, accommodate yourself, accommodate your children before you come in, that will also help your application. Really, really important. If not, you might just need to find a way around it for you to prove that you have a place to place your head while you get into the UK. Now, unless it is stated on your certificate of sponsorship that your employer is taking care of your maintenance, you need to provide proof of funds. You need to provide proof of funds for yourself. You need to provide proof of funds for your husband and for your children, for your partner, unless it is stated on your certificate of sponsorship that your employer is providing maintenance. If not, proof of fund is meant to be provided for yourself, and then the amount is listed on the UK, UKVI healthcare worker visa application, which I will also be posted in the link in the description. So go ahead and look at the amount you need to be providing. But for your children, for the first child, you need to provide £487 for the first child. All right, that's what you should have in your account for minimum of 28 working days. For the second child, you need to have about £300, and then for the last child, you need about £200. So say you have 3 children, that's it. So for each additional child, you have extra £200. That is what you should have in your account for your children. Okay, this is aside the money you have for yourself. All right, everything is listed on the healthcare worker visa, which I'll be dropping in the link below. Now, very importantly, while you have those monies in your account, and this money will be in your account, for you to prove that this money is for your children, you need to write what we call the consent letter. All right, you need a consent letter. Even though these monies are going to be in your account or your children's account, wherever they may be, you need to have what we call a consent letter. If the money is in your account, to say, okay, this money is in my account, but I give the UKVI permission or approval to use this money on behalf of my children as a proof of fund. Now, if you want a copy of that consent letter, I'll be dropping a copy in our Telegram group. I'll just drop a sample of a copy of what the consent letter looks like in our Telegram group. So you go ahead and just put together your own consent letter to prove to the UK consular officer that, of course, that the money in your account, even though it's in your account, but the money can be used for your children. All right. Now, another letter that you will need, especially if one of the partner is traveling alone. Okay, if you're traveling together as a family, you don't need this letter. But if your partner is traveling alone with the children to whatever country, this is actually a standard, you will need what to call a consent travel letter. So in my own case, I had to give my husband a consent letter to say, okay, he is my husband, he is my partner, he is traveling with our children to the UK, and I've given him permission to travel with the children to the UK. That's another consent letter you need to write if you're already in the UK. But if you're all traveling together as a family, you just, of course, need to prove that you're a family and all that. All right, that is really, really very important. Now, another important letter that you will need for your children is letters from their school. So like I said in my previous video, your children get here, one of the things you want to think of is how to get them enrolled into school as soon as possible, because of course children is against the law for children to be at home here in this country. So you need to get letter from their school to prove that yes, they've been attending school here in Nigeria, and of course when they come into the UK, they will keep attending school. These are documents that will help boost your application, and when you put it together, they will say, okay, yeah, this person is really prepared, this person knows what she's doing, she knows what she's coming to the UK to do, to make your application very robust, and of course your application will be approved in no time. All right, so guys, so another very important point you want to note is that now your application is not done as a family. For each application you do is for each child. The applications are done individually. So if you have 3 children, you're doing 3 applications. All right, the application is not done together in bulk, it is done individually. So you're applying, so all the documents you're putting together document for each child and for your partner. So for each child, you get all the documents required, their consent letter, their birth certificate, everything together, because the application is done individually. Another point you also want to note is that, guys, unfortunately from our home country, you cannot pay with your debit card. So you need to have a domiciliary account, a dollar account, or you have someone who has a dollar account who can pay for you, using their dollar account, and of course you remit the funds in naira. Because if you try to pay with your debit card, you will not be able to do so. That's because of the limits that is placed on the naira debit card back home. So it's something you want to start thinking about, to have a dollar account, where you can fund, because you have to pay in dollars or you pay in pounds. This is really, really important. All right. Now, lastly, one more thing that will also help your application, of course, is having pictures of your family members, pictures of you as a family, your partner with your children, having random pictures of being together. You attach all those things to your applications, and these are things that will help your application and make your application very, very robust. Guys, funds is really, really important. Do all you can to ensure that you have the required funds in your account, okay? Especially your proof of fund. Do all you can to ensure that at least you have a place, you void. When you don't have proof that you can get accommodation for your family, all these things they affect your application when you apply for your family. So just do everything within your power to get all the right documents together, and hopefully your application will pull through. So one mistake you want to avoid is not going through the healthcare worker visa paid website. Now, most people ask a lot of questions, and some of these questions are already answered on. So before you apply, before you do anything, go through the link I'll be putting, the healthcare worker visa link. Every information is stated there. All the information, all the documents you require is all stated there, okay? Things you need to do, the documents you need to apply, they're all stated on the website. So go ahead and ensure you spend some time. Then if you have further queries, you feel you cannot do this on your own, go ahead, you can book a one-on-one session with me, and I'll be able to guide you on how to fill in your application, things you need to do, whatever extra help you need. I'll be able to guide you on how to fill either your own application or your family application. I hope you got value in this video. I'm happy to share answer your questions as you drop them in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next video. Take good care, and bye-bye.